Last time we played, we completed Rod's route, as we can see here, and we got through to the bad ending. So that's done. And then we started Rumpel's route, who I'm the least excited for of this whole playthrough. But we'll see. So far, from what I remember, he actually wasn't that bad, if I remember right. He really wasn't that bad. Obnoxious? Like, if we took the flirtatious side of karma and that's all karma was, that's basically what Rumpel is. It's like an escalated version of karma's, like, not so great, like, part of him. But, trying to be honest, he was a doctor apparently. And yeah, he might not be so bad. So, I don't remember exactly what was going on. That's right. There's someone who's like really sick right now, and like no one in the bar could afford to get it, but she was like, fuck it, I'm getting it. That's right. That's where we kind of left off, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. It is dark by the time I get back to the market. I make my way to Rumpel's room again and notice that he is sitting on a stool beside the patient's bed, looking at him forlornly. Oh, excuse me. I felt that coming, but that didn't feel great. When I enter the room, his eyes go wide. He seems even more surprised when I hand him the bag. Princess, is this? He opens the bag and lets the little vial roll onto his hand. Ooh. Ugh! How did you buy this? I combined your total with the money I had left. Rumpel just stares at me, clearly flabbergasted. Then his expression morphs into something softer, something more relieved. He steps forward and suddenly his arms are around me. Sir, there's a patient? Can we not? He grips me tightly and then I hear his voice in my ear. Thank you so much, Princess Nom-Nom. My heartbeat picks up slightly. It is so loud I think Rumpel might hear it, but when he pulls away, he does not say anything. I'll have to thank you for this later, Princess, but for now, you should leave. I don't want you to get sick. Even though you already hugged me, so any sort of concern is kind of mute at that point, but sure. I am too dazed to disagree, and nod my head quietly before moving stiffly toward the door. Oh shit! I almost forgot! Hold on. Shit. I totally forgot we also needed, shit. Where is it? The guide, because I don't have the jewels on, because I'm trying to get an achievement, so I'm kind of cheating. I almost forgot. We have the jewel thingy off, because I want to get that achievement where you get the good end without the indicator telling you. I glance back at Rumpel one last time, noticing that he is checking the man's temperature. The moment I leave the room, a flash of light emanates from my chest. It's another good dude! I absolutely touch the glass slipper on my neck and then pause as I stare down at it. I feel a soft gasp leave my lips when I notice the fragment of a second slipper. It's not really a second slipper. Oh, wait. Okay. I got my first good deed. Oh, this is her first one. Okay, that makes more sense. I bought the medicine for Rumpel, but I only added in a few more coins to buy it. So what I did today is considered a good deed. I am confused, but at the same time, I am pleased that I actually managed to get a good deed. I only need 2 more. The next day, I go down to the tavern area to begin my work, but I am there a little early. Walt is working on his puppets at a table, eyebrows furrowed in concentration. When I walk in, he looks up at me and smiles. Then he raises his eyebrows. Says, "Congratulations! You got your first good deed." I did. I knew you could do it. I nod in response. His praise makes me feel oddly proud. I continue my usual work, keeping an eye out for Rumpel as I work my shift, but he never appears. A few days go by, and it is only after the man leaves, looking a lot healthier and stable than he was before, that I finally see Rumpel. He and the man speak at the front door to the tavern. "Oh, really, sir, I couldn't take anything from you." "Nonsense, you saved my life. I need to pay you back somehow." The man is holding money out to Rumpel, but Rumpel just shakes his head. I notice that there are dark circles under his eyes and that he looks tired. "I didn't help you for the money." "But I insist. That money could be spent on better things, like your family." "You may not take my money, but I promise I will pay you back. Your health is all the reward I need. I promise." I can't thank you enough. After the man leaves, I approach Rumpel. He turns to me and leans against the door. His smile is still tired, but bright. "Ah, princess, come to heal my weary body, perhaps? I would so love another hug." My face becomes hot at the memory of Rumpel's hug from the other day, which we didn't get CG art of. Bastards. I'm joking. Granted, it would have been a very short, it would just been like, "Here's the hug. Okay, cool, bye." My face becomes hot. I read that. "Ah, the natural rouge of your cheeks is so sweet, princess. It makes me feel infinitely better. And your necklace seems different." I reach up to touch the pendant. Every time I get a good deed, a piece gets added to my necklace. "Oh, right! You helped with the medicine the other day. Of course that was a good deed, princess. It was very selfless of you." I'm slowly starting to rumble Rumpel's voice. "Thank you again for that." "That man tried to thank you too, but you refused his money. Why? Why did you spend your money on him?" "Because life is invaluable, princess. No amount of money could ever be more important than a person's life, even if it is someone you do not know." "Yes, because everyone has a life, princess. They have loved ones, families, sweethearts. And if I can help them, I will. And I will gladly spend any amount of money to do so." "Okay, fine. Why did you not accept any money from that man?" "Because no amount of money." "Needed that money. How are you going to buy more medicines without any money?" Rumpel's eyes widen. He was clearly not expecting me to ask that question. "But he said before he didn't have much money, and it was true. I can't take money from him when he doesn't have much of it to begin with." "He's thanking you with money. You should have accepted it. Our Faye pays you, does she not?" Rumpel's shoulders sag when he sighs. "Yes, even though I won't accept the money from her face to face, she has to sneak it into my wallet. If she does that, why not just accept it from her?" "I'm trying to make a statement, princess." Parfait does not seem to care because she sneaks the money into your wallet regardless. I'm sensing that we're going in circles here a little bit. You have a point there. You're stubborn. We both are. Now I have a question. Why did you use your money on that man? You knew nothing about him. Did you do it for him? For yourself? Or for me, perhaps? Yeah! Rumpel grins at me mischievously. Even with the tired eyes, I can still see the bright cheer in him. Hit the nail right on the head. Again. You're becoming easier to read, my sweet princess. Well, no matter why you did it, thank you. That medicine was necessary to help that man. I still think you should have accepted money from him. You helped him and did him a service no one else would. You should have accepted his gratitude. Princess, I told you. I crossed my arms and frowned at him. You're so stubborn. Wow, like we didn't establish that like literally 2 seconds ago. Rumpel's smile falters, and he just looks at me sadly, almost guiltily. For some reason, the sight of him in such a state makes my heart sink. Wipe off that frown. You look better with a smile. Rumpel stares at me, shocked. Why is he staring at me like that? You like my smile? What? I did not say I... You like my smile, and you complimented it too. Princess, you have no idea how much this means to me. Oh boy, here we go. Rumpel throws his hands in the air. I resist the urge to roll my eyes at the exaggerated reaction. You get compliments all the time from women. Yes, but none as honest as yours. Ah, I forgot I did that last time too. That compliment is valuable because I know you absolutely mean it. So I will keep those words close to my heart because they are precious to me. He does look cute when he blushes though. I will give him that. Very cute. Wasn't anything like the spectacular compliments he gives, yet he still looks so happy. We seem to be getting along. Our fate appears behind us with a smile on her face. Sorry to interrupt, but Nom-Nom, Karma is slowly drowning in table work. Would you help him? Yes, of course. Rumpel looks disappointed as I am sent back to the bar, where Karma expresses immediate relief that I am back. Rumpel retires to his room early that day, and he is given the day off. Both Delore and Parfait can see the tiredness on his face just like I can. He does not reappear for the rest of the day. At the end of my shift, I retire to my room. When I get downstairs the next morning, I am met with a familiar sight. Both Karma and Rumpel stand on opposite sides of a table, their voices rising in argument. Again. I happen to catch their words as I walk quietly down the stairs. Who are you to criticize my work ethic when you were gone for several days, leaving me with your workload? It wasn't like I wanted to, and who are you to criticize how I work? All of the ladies I spoke to said that you shower them with compliments. What kind of professional behavior is that? I'm having a hard time believing you're a professional with the way that you flaunt yourself. At least I don't flirt with people to attract their attention. And you flirt with them and don't even realize the effect it has on other people. Flattery is not a crime. Just yesterday, the princess came to see you in your room, all because you gave her the impression that you liked her. Why am I involved in this? Are you actually spying on her? Are you? And you call me uncouth? No, I overheard her say it. And you're wrong. I never say anything if it isn't truthful. Oh well, then the truth of the matter is that you must be in love with many women. Because they all seem to think that you'll get down on one knee and propose to them. You say some sly things, Miss Karma, and yet you're the biggest liar of us all. At least I don't lie to my partner. Ooh, it's getting intense. Very intense. Defend Rumpel. Okay, that's what I probably would have picked, but I wanted to make sure. Because you know visual novels and like other games that have prompt choices can be weird sometimes. They can be. You think like, oh, this one must be the obvious choice. And then like somehow through the text, it's like, no, you idiot, of course that wasn't the answer, cause blah blah blah, cause other shit, or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay. So, yeah, okay. Let me save though, just in case. Let's load. Let's save. Defend. Rumpel tells me that he never lies. He tells me that he wants me to trust him. Though I still find it hard to believe, I do want to trust him. I walk down the rest of the stairs and stop at Rumpel's side. Both men look equally surprised to see me there. Rumpel has never lied to me yet. Karma looks up and stares at me for a few moments, looking startled by my sudden appearance. Then, he sighs. Princess, a man that flatters everyone doesn't flatter... A man that flatters everyone doesn't flatter anyone. Okay. Weird wording, but I understand what he's saying. Okay. At least he's not so conceited he flatters himself constantly. You know, I have to wonder, is Karma not feeling well because he's starting to fall in love with us? Like, I know we're not on his route or anything, but he seems to be not doing well. And I think he's extra, like... He's a lot more apparent in this route than I would think he would be. Because, you know, usually once you pick a guy, it's like, it's all on them and that's pretty much it. And maybe other side characters. But, like, with Rumpel's route, it feels like Karma is definitely, like, always there to, like, be our help and everything. I'm wondering if he's falling for us anyway. And it's causing him issues, and he really just wants to protect, like, her, especially, from Rumpel's, what seems to be, like, uncaring attitude. Like, the way he just, like, flirts with everyone. And it kind of pisses Karma off, because he's like, the princess deserves better than that. Like, that's so disgusting that you just flirt with anyone. Anyone and everyone. I wonder, it would be kind of curious if there's, like, routes where there's, like, there's, like, not exactly a love triangle, but maybe kind of a love triangle and, like, drama. It's kind of fun, not gonna lie. If it's the main focal point, it kind of pisses me off, but, if it's done right, it doesn't hurt anybody. Except for the guy who gets rejected. I always feel bad for the B characters. Like, I just want everyone to be happy. And then you always have, like, the B characters, like, super sweet, super nice, or just something about them where you're like, oh, I just want you to be happy. But then it's not with the main characters, so then you're just like, dang nabbit. how can we have everyone win? You know? Such a sharp tongue you have, Princess. You are very quick to jump to assumptions. You two are at it again? Jurian steps to the table and frowns at them. Both men glance away from her cold gaze. Karma murmurs something before excusing himself. Rumpel looks down at the table, his eyebrows knit together with frustration. What is wrong with you two? Why can't you just be civil with each other? Jurian, you're never here to see how these fights start. Karma's every bit a beast. Attacking me for no good reason at all. But with your keen eye, you should be able to discern that, right? Flattery won't work on me, Rumpel. And second, I doubt these fights start without any bit of prompting from you. I swear I don't start anything. Karma's just always irritable. He's like a woman during that one time of the month. Sir. Yeah. You and me, girl. Jerry walks away stiffly, leaving me with Rumpel. I look at him, a little irritated by his earlier comment. He gives me a sheepish smile. Thank you, Princess. For what? Your shitty-ass comment? For defending me. I swear I meant what I said. I would never lie to you. I mean every one of my compliments, every one of my thank yous. Must know that since you came to defend me. Rumpel, sometimes you continue talking when nothing needs to be said. I am just expressing the depths of my gratitude. It is not necessary. Such a small thing, too. Princess, can you give me some help with inventory? I am coming. As I turn away, Rumpel waves. I'll see you later, Princess. Who knows, you might get your second good deed. I resist the urge to roll my eyes. Feels like it will be a while yet before I can achieve my next good deed. Chapter 6! Strains of Fate. No flashback with Mom? I don't know if that's the first time that happened, but... okay. What a brilliant day! The sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and I have my sweet princess here to accompany me. Am I so predictable? It sounds like I'm getting easier to read too. No, you've just said it enough times that I memorized it. Memorized it. That means you must pay attention to my words. That in itself is a compliment, Princess. It is not. We are on our way to the usual store to restock our medications, but a small figure leaps out through the front door. Oh shit. She stares at us with a lost look on her face. Rumpel reacts immediately, making his way over to her with a broad smile. She is cute. Who is she? Be an ex-lover. I don't know. Madame, I can't help but notice the pained expression upon your beautiful face. Is there anything I can do to assuage your worries? I don't know if I said that right. Probably not. For seeing your lovely face shadowed by such sadness stabs me right in the heart. What the? The woman stares at Rumpel, dumbfounded. His smile wavers and he takes a step back, suddenly looking alarmed. Oh, I'm sorry. It's you. Huh? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is awkward, madame, but I'm afraid I don't know you. What? Or do I? Do I know you? I take a step forward and look at the woman flatly. He has been cursed. He has amnesia. Amnesia? The woman stares at Rumpel, scrutinizing him. You do seem different. Changed from before, in any case. You know me from before? Okay, I felt like I needed to burp, and it's not. It was just stuck in my throat. So you knew me from before? How terrible it is of me to forget such a lovely face. But perhaps you could help me remember? The usual flirty suggestion is in his voice, but the woman seems unaffected. Oh my god, I'm getting 50 emails now. Go away! I can help you remember. You can? It's no wonder I can't remember your name. You have the fairy tale curse, don't you? Who is this woman? Truly don't remember me? I'm sorry. The woman looks conflicted, but the expression is gone as fast as it appears. Bria, your fiancé. You know, I was joking that it was his wife in my head. This is funny that it's actually his fiancé. No! It's more drama than I signed up for! Unless she's lying because of the amnesia. It could be that she's like, I wanted to be with you, but wouldn't commit. But now I can do the whole, like, I'm your loved one bit. Could be that. Could be. I don't know. I've seen it before. So it's either that or she legit is his fiancé. And is like, well, wasn't going great, or what's up with that? Ooh. What? The shock is apparent on my face, but nowhere near as impressive as the astonishment on Rumpel's face. Ooh, there was the burp. It didn't feel good either. Ugh. My fiancé? She has to be lying. How can Rumpel possibly have a fiancé with the way that he is? He is barely able to dedicate himself to a single woman for an hour. Bria takes a step forward and takes Rumpel's hands in hers. You don't remember holding my hands like this when you took me to the forest and proposed to me? Rumpel opens his mouth, but no words escape. He reminds me of a lost dog all of a sudden, with his eyes so wide. Bria runs her fingers over his hands. I loved you. You loved me. I still love you very much. I don't remember this. You know, I could be totally wrong, but just the way she's smiling, I don't trust it. I don't. There's something under there. There's something happening. I don't know what. Could be she's lying about the fiancé thing. Could be that the relationship wasn't great. Could be the curse is somehow related to her. I don't know. It's obviously Rumpelstiltskin related since his name's Rumpel. Like, they didn't really try to hide that connection really well. Not that I really expected to, I'm just saying. Like, the connection's there. But as far as how this fairy tale is supposed to go, I'm not, like, I know, like, the basics of the tale of Rumpelstiltskin. But I'm not fully sure how it's gonna be incorporated in the story. Like, I don't think it's that straightforward as, like, what we had before with The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. But Beauty and the Beast wasn't exactly straightforward either, because they had that twist. But you know what I'm saying, right? Yeah, I trust you, Joe. How can I help you remember? Rumpel's voice is faint, but still he tries to smile. The circumstances of the curse tell me that I need to remember through memories and, a journal, somehow. A journal? I have your old journals. I can show you the very first love letter you wrote to me. Bria starts walking, her hands still clasped in Rumpel's. I stare after them for a few moments, trying to piece together what is happening in my head. I chase after them. Bria enters a house, one that Rumpel stares at in awe. When she comes back out, she is holding a journal. She hands it to Rumpel, then opens up to the first page. This is a little embarrassing, but there it is. You compiled your letters into a journal. Rumpel slowly reads over the words, and I notice the strange, glazed look come back into his eyes as his expression grows more somber. This is like last time, when he remembered that he was a doctor. Bria turns to me as Rumpel is reading, and her eyebrows arch. Who are you? His partner. Partner? We are helping each other with our curses. Don't get the wrong idea. Oh, you're cursed too? You poor thing. Yeah, see? There it is. It's like that weird, evil-ish smile. Who smiles like that and says, oh, you poor thing? Like, Something's up. I'm getting that tinglies, like the feelings. Something ain't right. Bria's voice is flat. She was glaring at me beneath her smile. I have done nothing to merit this distrust from her. And I cannot bring myself to trust her either. Bria. Rumpel looks up from the journal and stares at her. Yes, sweet. Rumpel's melancholy expression throws me off. Last time he was so excited when he realized he was a doctor. Now his expression is heartbreaking. I remember I did propose to you. But you turned me down, or something. Forest, when it was dark, I set up little lights around the clearing. We spoke for a while, and then when you got down on your knee, dropped the rain. I had fallen in the roots of some tree. I only noticed it when a bird came down to pluck it out of the bramble. I had no idea what you were looking for. I still chased after the bird. And you got the rain back. And you knew. Rio holds out her hand, and it is a beautiful red-green gem ring. Red-green gem ring. They weirded that weird. Beautiful red-green gem ring on her ring finger. They could have said a beautiful ring that had a red-green gem on her ring finger. Like, I know it's a beautiful ring, comma, with a beautiful red-green gem, with a red-green gem, comma, on her ring finger, or something along those lines. This weird, like, beautiful red-green gem ring on her ring finger. It clutters in the mouth. Oh, that is pretty, though. I would call them more orange than red, but I could see when you mix red and green together, it kind of does that weird. It was still charming, though. I laughed for so long because it felt so memorable. Plucking your engagement ring out of a bird's beak. You're right. Rumpel smiles a little uncertainly. In that moment, I feel him turn away from me. He does not even realize I am there, standing with Bria. Why? So uncomfortable. You said you were helping Rumpel with his curse, yes? She turns to me. There is no worry, I can help him now. That is what couples do. I have to force the pity out of my heart. I have to force myself to think rationally. It still seems off about this, but Rumpel remembers. Which means this is the truth, isn't it? Hold on, how am I? It's kind of all over the board. Oh, you're not getting on my keyboard. You can leave. Don't get on my keyboard. Hosting. What's the correct answer? That's what I thought. Thank you. I am still his partner, bitch. Still feel something is wrong. I do not trust this woman. Do you know anything about him, dear? Fuck. Have you helped him regain any of his memories? The doctor one, sort of? She was with me when I regained my memories. Nom-Nom is a very valuable good luck charm. Acknowledge me. Rumpel flashes a small smile at me before turning to Bria. Her eyes seem a lot colder now. Tell me, what do you go by now? Until we figure out your name, I need something to call you. Rumpel. So she remembers that he's her fiance, but doesn't remember her name. Or his name. Does, like, everyone forget his name? Like, only he's allowed to remember her name? Or, because that's kind of weird, isn't it? Because, like, the kid, well, the kid just kind of called him Doctor, which I think is why he didn't remember his name, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. Bria's cold gaze falls on me, and I can sense something in them that surprises me. Jealousy? She'd be jealous of me. Because you're a woman who's standing with her supposed man. Rumpel, would you maybe want to come back home with me? What? I know you must be overwhelmed, but our home might be able to help you remember some things. I'm sorry. I actually have a patient somewhere else that I need to tend to. Ria's eyes flash briefly. Her frown is there for a few seconds before she smiles again. Always work good with your patients. I'm sorry. It's okay. I understand that you're overwhelmed. But remember, now I am here for you too. I want to mend things, to make them go back to what they were before. New theory. They did get engaged, but they broke up. But she's omitting the part that they broke up and is saying that they are currently fiancés. Instead of whatever happened that probably forced them to break up. Probably. That's my guess. That's my new theory. How about you look over that journal and then we meet again tomorrow? I can take this one step at a time. I would like that. We can get to know each other again, and in time I'm sure you'll remember what we used to have. I loved you. And I did too. I still do. A light shiver runs down my spine as I stare at the two of them. Is that uncomfortable? Once again. We're getting jealous. Ugh. Bria and Rumpel agree on a spot to meet tomorrow, and then she leans up to kiss Rumpel on the cheek. He puts a hand on his cheek as she walks off with a gentle smile on her face. Are you okay? He looks at me, and for a few moments I feel that his gaze lingers longer than it normally does on my own eyes. Then he smiles and laughs. Of course I am, princess. I just remembered something about my own past. I'm guessing that the second entry has appeared in my journal by now. I can't wait to get back to the market to read it. Ria has the rest of my journal, so I might truly be able to remember everything if I talk to her. Including your love for her. He sighs out before he proclaims that we should finish our errands. I follow him around the town, though the scenery lacks its usual vibrancy. Rumpel doesn't speak to anyone, not even the girls, while we walk. He keeps his eyes focused on the ground, and when he speaks to the shop owners, his cheer is lukewarm at best. I try to start a conversation with him many times, but he shies away from talking. Something he is not. When we arrived at the market, Rumpel quickly excuses himself, not even sharing his epiphany about his past with anyone. What has him so bent out of shape? He just regained another memory, assuming he's going to go read about it now. Like a die. I hope Rumpel is okay. It has been about a week since Rumpel regained his lost memory. He has been meeting with Bria since then. He still hasn't told me about the memory from the journal. He does not flirt with any girls, and when he sees me, his smile looks broken. He's probably starting to fall in love with us, and now suddenly, oh shit, I had a fiance, or have a fiance, I don't know, it's confusing. Spends his days visiting Bria and tending to buffet. You're worried about Rumpel, aren't you? Be worried about him. Chick, you're in love. No chance and no way, I won't say it, no. Misclicked. Because Rumpel is no longer able to run errands with me, Waltz decided to take his place. But Waltz's presence cannot make up for Rumpel's absence. He'll be fine, princess. He's still figuring things out. Do not trust that woman. His fiancée? She appeared out of nowhere. People who aren't cursed can't find the tavern, princess. She would never have been able to find him. So really the only place she could have met him was out here in nowhere. Now that he is teasing me, but it does little to lift my spirits. Oh, Walt sighs. If you don't trust her, why not just ask around for her? She obviously does not want to talk to me. No, I mean ask others about her. So long as you find a way to phrase your intentions honestly, I think they might understand you. Rumpel says my honesty is good, but I also know that the way I speak frustrates many people. Come on, I'll help. Waltz approaches the flower shop where several people are gathered to look at the fresh flowers. Excuse me, madam, sir. I was wondering if you knew anything about someone named Bria. We hear that she is engaged to a friend of ours, but he hasn't said much about her. Everyone calls me blunt, but I would never question others so openly. Does Waltz really expect the people to be so open with him? I mean, he looks like a child, so I think people are more willing to trust that. Plus, he's a little bit of a charmer himself. Not in the obvious way like the other two guys, but he's there. Oh, if it isn't Waltz, doing a little investigative work, are you? Just looking to find out more about someone important to a friend. Not going to put this into one of your shows, are you? Waltz raises an eyebrow and laughs. Of course not. Everyone just trusts Waltz. I suppose he must speak to people often, being a performer. They would probably never suspect Waltz to do anything morally questionable. Yeah, with me, they were suspicious of everything that I did. I guess it is a good thing Waltz is here. I stifle a sigh as the so-called investigation begins. But Bria, I was under the impression that her fiancé wasn't seen. I was under... Oh! Reading comprehension! I was under the impression that her fiancé wasn't seeing her anymore. Bria, oh poor Bria. I hear that the poor dear made a mistake and that her fiancé threw her out for it. She cheated! Is she engaged to someone new now? I'm not surprised, given the affair that she had on her first fiancé. No! Oh, she's a whore! Excuse me, what did you just say? Oh, you aren't aware? I'm terribly sorry. Perhaps I shouldn't have said anything. You said she cheated on her first fiancé? She was engaged to some man, a doctor, I believe. He was a good man, always smiled, helped everyone, including the poor. I don't see how she would have the gall to do it, but the rumors state that she was seeing another man. I think I saw them out together sometimes. He was a rich businessman. She wants the money, and Rumpel is too selfless to be about the money. And she hated the fact that he was a giving doctor. She wanted him to be drowning in the moolah, like, oh, like a rich doctor. But he's like, no, I want to help people in need without me making people go bankrupt. And she's like, but how am I supposed to have my fancy lifestyle? It's all there. I see it clearly. Who was he? I believe he was one of the doctor's patients. Did anyone see this for sure, ma'am? Oh, lots of people did. And that's why the poor man stopped seeing her. Bless his heart. He looked heartbroken. But then the two of them were engaged, so she should have been more committed to him. Oh. Ooh, okay. When Bria first approached Rumpel, she had no idea he had amnesia. She started apologizing to him. She's trying to restart because she knows he doesn't know. At least she thinks he doesn't know. He seems upset because I think he kind of knows something's up. Like, he's like, oh, I did love you, but, you a hoe. Was it for that affair? Or am I just speculating? We thank the woman for her help before continuing to ask around town for more information. The more we hear, the more certain we become. hated on him. Princess, I know what you're thinking, but it would be incredibly rash to tell Rumpel about this. She is lying to him. So remember the sadness in his eyes. Maybe somewhere deep down he still knows. Did his journal entry not say anything? You could try talking to him, Princess, but without any evidence, we're just going off of rumors. If you were wrong, I think that would hurt the situation a lot more. I am forced to acknowledge Waltz's reasoning. As much as I want to tell Rumpel right now, I do not even know where he is. We finish our errands for the day and then return to the market, where I complete my chores around the tavern before retiring to bed. Later that night, after turning for hours in bed without any success of sleep, I make my way downstairs for a glass of milk. I slept abruptly at the sound of hushed voices. Parfait and Rumpel are sitting together at a table, their voices soft. It's a lot to me that you're still taking care of me, even with everything that you have on your plate. When things are uncertain as they are right now, the little things that remain the same are actually comforting. Compliments tonight? He clears his throat. Lady Parfait, I always find comfort in your presence. Your heart's not in it, is it? Please don't stress yourself out trying to take care of me. I've seen the orders of the medicines and the dosages. I can take care of myself, Rumpel. I owe you and Lady Delora for letting me stay here. Even now, you could have kicked me out, yet I'm still here. This isn't the confident Rumpel that I'm used to seeing. It's rather heartbreaking to see you like this, you know? Parfait's eyes drift past Rumpel, and she sees me before I can dart away. You're worrying your partner, too. Rumpel turns in his seat and stares at me. Princess? I slowly make my way toward them. I'm sorry, Princess. I haven't been trying to help you at all. It is fine. Parfait's right, though. It is not like you to be so pitiful. Your words are still sharp as ever. Glance at Parfait curiously. The light of the tavern lights her face up dimly, making it look more ghostly than usual. She looks sicklier. I think I look like a ghost, Princess. Yes. By the time night comes around, I am utterly exhausted. You said you were like this because of the temporary lusus you have to take care of. That's correct. I used to be able to watch over it more easily, but now with the balance between both crystals lost in the kingdom, it's getting harder. This responsibility is a big burden. It is a heavy toll on my body. That doesn't diminish any of my pride. I am proud to bear this responsibility. Ugh. Excuse me. Someone needs to do it, and I am very glad I can help so many people through bearing this burden. What would happen if you just let the responsibility go? It would be even more chaos than there is now. One of the Tenebrarum bearer, would they not help you with your stress? There is no Tenebrarum bearer currently. We kind of need to talk about that. It's kind of a big deal to you, actually. What? Her face stares at me for a few moments, a complicated expression on her face. Then suddenly she sighs. Please don't worry about me, Princess. I've lived a good life. I just want to do more good while I still live. Very lucky to be surrounded by so many good people. Anyway, the two of you should be off to bed soon. I can tell you're both tired. Parfait pauses to look at me, eyebrows slightly arched. Oh, but before you go, there was something I meant to ask you. Ask me? Parfait crosses her arms and looks at me tersely for a few moments. The look is so unlike her that it almost concerns me. She looks uncertain of something, though I cannot imagine what it is. What could she want to discuss with me? I wanted to ask if you were free the day after tomorrow. I am free whenever my schedule says I am. Then if you could spare 20 or so minutes, I want to speak with you about something. Very important. Important? Suppose you could say it's related to your curse. Fine. Her face smiles at us before walking back to her room, leaving me alone with Rumpel. Rumpel smiles at me uncertainly. For a few moments I think he might actually talk to me, but then he rushes off after giving me an apology. God damn it, Rumpel! You have like one job. I watch him walk up the stairs, my heart sinking. To know what is going on with him. Today is my day off. I keep on the lookout for Rumpel. Eventually I see him making his way down the staircase. He does not look quite as disheartened as last night, but his expression is still rather somber. He says good morning to everyone as he usually does, and then walks out through the front door. That is my cue. Following behind Rumpel without being seen proves to be remarkably easy. Even if he is perceptive, he won't be expecting me to follow after him when I normally work during these hours. He makes his way through the town until he comes to a stop at a little cafe in the main plaza. It is cleverly hidden, just slightly out of view, not at all in plain view like the rest of the shops. Ria is sitting waiting for him at the table with a journal. The way she smiles at him numbs my heart. I make my way over to the nearby fountain and crouch beside it to keep out of their view. I can hear their conversation, just barely, from where I sit. No, I'd been searching for you a long time when I saw you. You suddenly disappeared from the house one night, and I couldn't find you. Why? Why did I leave the house? I don't know. It's totally not because I cheated on you or anything. Was it a fight? No, not a fight. We barely ever fought. We made a promise when you gave me this ring. We promised we would never make each other sad. I broke it. So easily. I close my eyes and breathe. Ria's words drive a bitterness through my heart. After everything I heard, is it possible those rumors were... It is possible those rumors were baseless, but isn't it also possible that they were the truth? Rumpel mentioned a fight. Now is my chance to tell him. But what's the good ending? What is the good ending? Let's find out! Okay. That's... Unfortunately... We're not at the Jerry Springer show. We cannot confront them, which sucks, but it's early. Reconsider. What if somehow everything that we heard was one big lie? Would I hurt Rumpel? I also have my pride. Not just accuse someone, even if I feel that Bria is guilty of something. It could be that the rumors are wrong. It could be. I could be totally wrong. Because the game could be being like, haha, just kidding, that's not what it was. But, I still don't trust her. She has that evil smile. I don't like it. I step away from the fountain, meaning to head back the way that I came. Even if the situation sounds wrong, I feel that Rumpel would hate me getting involved. I am surprised then when he calls my name. Princess? What are you doing here? Oh, saw me? What was behind the fountain? I forgot to italicize that, because that should have been her inner monologue. Though I guess that would be kind of funny if she said that out loud, like to herself, like, oh, did he know what was behind the fountain? Spying, are we? I make my way over to the table, to where Rumpel is looking at me with worry, and Bria's openly scowling at me. Can I just go? Is there something wrong, Miss Partner? Not with me, but perhaps with you. Excuse me? You seem to have quite the reputation. Ah! Princess. I have no idea what you're talking about, but taking people's word at face value is foolish. I would have said the same thing. They lie. So it is not true that you were seeing another man? Oh, I guess we are confronting her. All right. How dare you? Bria stands up and glares at me. I frown back at her. Her anger does not faze me. Seems like a petulant child. Oh, that's great. I can't stand jealous girls. They are the bane of my existence. And you're what, 18? 17, but what does that even matter? That would make the situation worse, because then it's big. Either way, there'd just be about a 6-year age gap between you two. It's not a bad age gap, though. Why does she make that sound like that's a... She's just being a petty bitch. Oh, he's just more upset he's old. It's funny. 24? Gods, am I really so ancient? It's the only age that's canonically said in-game, besides hers, obviously. But that's for plot reasons. That's funny. The two of us look at him in unison, then back at each other. Like, be quiet. I am here because I want to help my partner, because you are lying to him. And who are you to say that I am lying? You're a terrible little spy is what you are. Hiding places to watch us, going around town asking about me. I'm telling you now that Rumpel doesn't need you, especially if you're the one spewing lies. Those words have no weight coming from a hypocrite. Wait, ladies. Rumpel looks between the two of us, eyebrows furrowed. Then he shakes his head. Bria. He knew! I had a feeling! You probably just want to see how far she was gonna take it, or just needed more info. Bria, I knew. It was in my journal. What? Rumpel faces Bria, his expression crumpled. It was that lord, wasn't it? The one I refused to take money from that one time I helped him? Told me himself. Ah, fuck. I think that's why this feeling inside of me is so mute right now. Why I've always have second thoughts about your stories. Bria, why didn't you ever tell me you were seeing him? I asked you that question back then too, but you never told me. So I was waiting for you to bring it up again. I was waiting for you to explain. I was waiting for... As if I could ever get anything through that thick skull of yours. Even I cannot stop myself from staring at her when she insults Rumpel. But with this, she has admitted that the rumors are true. If I explained myself, all you would ever say was that you were sorry, but nothing ever changed. What did I do that was so wrong? Look at you. Even now you can't bring yourself to be angry at me. You knew the truth, and instead of demanding to know why I did what I did, you keep asking what you did wrong. But you'll never realize what you did wrong, Rumpel. Never. What kind of gaslighty, toxic bullshit is this? Some things never change. Bria scowls as she makes her way around the table. Rumpel tries to call her back, but Bria only frowns as she walks off. Rumpel lets out a long sigh. There goes all of my journals, too. Right. He said that Bria had all of his old journals. I am sorry. Huh? I only knew it's worse. Still not entirely sure what they were talking about, but... Princess, you don't have to apologize for anything, though. God damn it! I was like, why is the music being comical? And like, here's a sweat drop, and then I read the text. I would like you to apologize for shedding some light on my age. What? Am I really, truly that old? Suddenly he looks disgruntled, but the look of distraught on his face is almost comical. Oh my god, she's smiling! Ah! I cannot help it when I smile and then start to laugh. That's cute. Do my ears deceive me? Is that a wonderful sound coming from your mouth, princess? How precious. It's just, you are an old man. I'm an old man, then I'm young at heart. Besides, I would be a lot more offended if you weren't smiling while you said that. After a few moments, Rumpel sighs and shakes his head. I'm sorry you had to see all that. I knew there was more to the story than Bria was letting on because I read the memory in my journal. You knew about the nobleman? Why did you not say anything? Like I said, I was waiting for her to say something. I want her to open up about it honestly. Bria's undoubtedly bold, but I doubt she is at all honest. The journal entry, I never read it to you. You have been distant the last week. I have been. Sorry for that. Well, allow me to enlighten you. Rumpel gestures to the chair that Bria had been sitting in, and I take a seat opposite him. First, the nobleman was one of my patients. He had a grievous sickness, one that no one else had been able to cure. I could not help but remember the little boy with the impossible sickness. It seemed he was drawn to Rumpel too. Rumpel was not able to help that boy on his own either. Some woman offered her assistance. Did you manage to cure him with the help of that same woman? It's another cryptic entry, but yes, the mysterious woman from the first entry reappears. We strike another deal, but I cannot remember the deal at all. All I know is that afterwards, I did something to make Bria hate me. She began seeing the nobleman. Ah! Well, maybe it was before that. Maybe she was just unhappy. She won't explain why. She still cheated on you. That is her fault, not yours. Truth! No matter what your situation is, cannot excuse cheating. Leave the other person. Just be done with it. Don't string along some bullshit. Nah. Ooh, excuse me. So I need a drink. I'm very thirsty. I have not drank a lot of water today. I am very bad at hydrating. Working on it, but yeah. Rumpel nods absently. I can tell he is not convinced. In any case, even though I can't remember the entirety of what happened, every time I thought of Bria, I thought of our love in the past tense. Rumpel frowns, but it is fleeting. Suddenly, he is smiling again. Let's head back for now, princess. I'll figure out how to reach Bria later. Follow Rumpel back to the market. Though he seems fine for a time, Rumpel's somberness returns as we head back. It looks like he is trapped in his thoughts. The rest of his journals. How's he going to get a hold of them now? Yeah, we accidentally fucked up. Oh, princess, you're here. Sorry we're late. My, the princess is gracing us with her presence. Faye said a few days ago that she had something to discuss with me, so I am here. Then let's get right to it, shall we? She plops down on one of the chairs and Parfait sits down gracefully beside her. Princess, the other day you asked me about my responsibility and, briefly, about the Tenebrarum bearer. I did, but what does this have to do with me? It has everything to do with you. Oh, shit. Carpincho 96, thank you for the follow. Wait, I know your username. Why do I... time to reveal how shitty your mom was. It has everything to do with you. Because when it comes to that second inquiry, the answer is right here. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that as if that was Parfait. I'm stupid. It has everything to do with you. Because when it comes to that second inquiry, the answer is right here. Delora points at me. I stare at her, not comprehending. Princess, the bearer of the Crystallum Tenebrarum is you. What? I am not able to even feel shock, just confusion. But how do I have anything to do with these crystals? See, I told you she'd be confused. It's because we started backwards. I'm so sorry, Princess. I do not understand. You remember the story about the crystals, Princess? For a time, the crystals were in complete balance. Even the witches who drew on negative energy were respected. Then one day, Hans wrote the fairy tales. Witches were suddenly painted as villains. Humans attacked the witches, trying to drive them out. Their leader, who just so happened to be my best friend, was hard-pressed to try and keep the peace. She was the original bearer of the crystal. But as witches were killed and thrown out, she found her patience wearing thin. She killed a human, the ultimate taboo, and there was nothing we could do but try to stop her. This bearer, the leader of the witches and bearer of the Crystallum Tenebrarum, is someone you know, or someone you knew. She erased all your memories, made you think that the fairy tales were evil, that humans were terrible. Fuck. I feel something dark stirring inside of me. A sharp pain cuts through my heart, making it hard to breathe. Previous bearer of the crystals was your mother. Oh, sorry. Previous bearer of the crystal was your mother, Princess. Hildir, the leader of the witches. Excuse me. That is impossible. Mother was not a witch. But she was, the strongest of us all. When she died, she kept some of her power sealed within the crystal, which is why it still allows the fairy tale curse to be spread. What kind of lie is this? I cannot use magic. Mother never told me that she was a witch. She would have told me. Would she have? Let's be honest here. Sounds like it, doesn't it? But I assure you, Princess, we wouldn't ever lie to you about something like this. As impossible as it seems, you are a witch. Your power won't manifest until you're 18, and at that time you will inherit control of the crystal. Since your birthday is soon, this was the last chance we had to teach you goodness. Your mother's been shielding you from it for so long. We trusted you were different from her, and you are. But Mother was the only one that ever loved me. She stole away your memories and made you hate the world. Delora. She was fostering hatred in you, making you just like her. You do not know anything about Mother. Stand up, rage coiling up inside of me like a snake. Nom-Nom, I know a lot about her. More than you will ever know. No. The truth is hard, Princess, but eventually we all have to face it. Hildir was my beloved friend. Facing her was the hardest thing I have ever done. I only want to help you. Well, you are not very good at it. Ouch. I turn on my heels and storm out of the room. I feel that there was more to what Delora and Parfait wanted to say to me, but I cannot stand to hear it right now. I walk into the clearing and sit against a tree, furiously rubbing at my eyes as I try to clear my dangerously watery eyes. Showing emotion is weak. I sit there for a long time in the clearing, trying to calm myself. My thoughts spin wildly out of control. Princess? I see him out of the corner of my eyes, standing between two trees, his eyebrows knit together with worry. What, you were listening? Listening? No, I just came to look for you in your room, and when I came downstairs, Parfait told me you had run out into the forest. May I sit next to you? I say nothing as he walks over to me. He sits down beside me, his hands resting on his knees as he looks up at the canopies of the trees. Thank you for today, Princess, for coming after me and trying to make things right. I'm not in the mood to talk about this right now. My thoughts are too scrambled. Sometimes, truths are hard. And you know it was the truth. A feeling. Trusting people is hard sometimes. I understand. He looks at me, and his eyes seem to glimmer softly in the moonlight. Would you like someone to listen to your problems, princess? Actually no. Just in case, we'll keep that old one. Yes. Survey says... Oh, really? Huh. Again, one of those options where you think, oh yeah, obviously you want to talk to him about it, but, apparently, remain silent is the correct option. Don't know why. Because we should be having positive communication. Fine. Problems. Why would you want to know about my problems? I understand what it's like, princess, to have a secret stuck inside of you. To want to keep things to yourself because you're worried that someone will prove you wrong. But you can always talk to me about it. Why are you so interested in my problems? I told you before that the best thing you can do is listen to a person. That's how you learn to sympathize. Besides, I honestly care about you. I will always listen to you, princess. Rumpel slowly reaches out to rest his hand on top of mine. I sit up straight and stare at him, my eyes wide. Rumpel smiles at me, a slow, soft smile that crinkles the edges of his eyes. Seeing such a beautiful lady close to tears makes my heart break, you know. But if you ever need to cry, you should. Tears aren't weakness. They're just a form of expression, and even the strongest of us cry. I'm not going to cry. Mine reels, and then starts to feel fuzzy. Definitely the Ice Princess. The title startles me out of my thoughts. I stare at him pointedly, beginning to grimace, but Rumpel just smiles. I always thought it was a delicate name, suitable for... Oh. Why does it remind you of Drax? Suitable for a strong and beautiful woman. Seeing you like this, it makes me realize that the name suits you. Perhaps if everyone else meant it that way, it would not be so terrible a title. Rumpel slowly takes his hand away and smiles, though he insists on hearing me out. I insist on the opposite. I can read. For now, I want to keep what I discussed with Parfait and Delora to myself. I still need time to process it. For tonight, I just want to forget that the conversation ever happened. For some time, the two of us are silent. There were no words exchanged between the two of us, but the silence is comfortable. Then eventually Rumpel puts a hand on my shoulder. Things will work out, princess. I hope so. I stand and excuse myself. Good night, Rumpel. I turn and walk away. Good night, my sweet princess. Oh! Oh, the chapters are going by faster. Chapter 7, Muddled Truths. And you, my little sunflower, are just as radiant as always. Ah. Oh, my, Rumpel. It's like that whole thing with Bria never happened. It's back to flattering every woman he meets. Overthinking again, princess. I turn to see Karma grinning at me from where he sits at a table. Surprisingly, he is sitting with Jurian and Garland today, who are arguing about some kind of night stance. Isn't none of your business. No, it's not, but you have such a sad look on your face, I had to ask. I'd appreciate you not staring at my face. I don't need to stare to see that you're in distress. I turn on my heels and begin to walk away, irritated. Even when I am among other people, it is impossible to forget the conversation I had with Parfait and Delora. It hovers at the back of my mind constantly. We have not spoken again since then, yet even now, I'm still taking in what they told me before. My mother, the Tenebrae bearer, and me. Witch. The reason others have always feared me is because of my blood. I suppress a sigh as I attempt to return to my work. As the days go by, I notice myself becoming more and more agitated. Half of it is the recent history lesson, and the other half is Rumpel's flirting with other women. How can he just snap his fingers and get over Bria so quickly? Flatters every woman. Does that mean he does not really mean the things he says to me? I gather the plates off the counter, put them on a tray, and take them to customers. Today, everything feels mechanical. For the last few days, I've been noticing that I walk more stiffly, and that if I walk too quickly, my vision blurs. Probably because of my own. I stumble as I bring a tray to a familiar customer. The man looks up at me and asks if I'm okay, and I murmur that I am before walking off. Blurriness comes back. What's wrong with me? I look over at Rumpel, who is at a table with two girls because his shift is over. Rather than boil over on the inside, I feel myself getting warmer on the outside. Skin feels clean. Is she getting sick? Oh no. I have to force myself to take a breath as I get the next round of orders. My last order for the day is for one of the girls at Rumpel's table. Don't want to go over there. I start carrying the tray toward the table, biting down on my lip as the sway comes back into my step. As I draw it closer, I notice Rumpel and the girls laughing about something. I grit my teeth and pause in front of them to lay down the tray. This isn't mine, it's my friend's. Yeah, sounds the one who ordered the soup. The two stare at me. Instead of handing the soup off, they wait for me to move the bowl. But before I can reach over and move it, Rumpel slides it over to the other girl himself. For a few moments, there's a fragment of a scowl on his face. How are you doing today, my sweet princess? When I think about speaking, the words catch feebly in my throat. I turn to walk off. Princess? Still as cold as ice. That ice princess definitely suits her. I can't do it on her, Rumpel. Despite the numbness of my mind, I still feel angry. Fuck off! I turn around so quickly that I make myself stumble. I feel myself teetering on the edge of falling, but something stops me. Warm hands reach out to grab mine before I can fall. In my distance, I can see Rumpel standing in front of me. Princess, look at me. He puts a hand under my chin and angles my head so I can see him better. The expression on his face is suddenly serious. He looks at me for a few moments before he places a hand on my forehead. Princess, you have a fever. I called it! A really high fever, actually. You should go back to your room and rest. I'll drop by with some medication a few minutes after I say goodbye to these ladies. My voice comes out hoarse. Trying to clear my throat only makes me feel more miserable. Princess, you are not fine. You look like you're about to collapse. Well, not collapse. I am stronger than that. Mother taught me how to be strong. My thoughts become scrambled. Once again, my mind wanders, but this time I cannot keep myself steady as I try to walk away. Putting one foot in front of the other proves to be too difficult, and I once again feel myself start to stumble. Then I feel warmth, this time arms instead of hands. Sweet little princess, what am I going to do with you? Don't make me like you! Don't want to like you! He's being sweet. Not fair. Before I can understand what is happening, I am lifted off my feet. I feel an arm. No. The stark difference is that Drax would be pissed with me because I'm not doing a good job of taking care of myself. So he'll be like, what are you doing? Go lay down. Go to bed. No, you're not getting out of bed. What do you need? I'm going to get it for you. Don't move out of bed. Sometimes he's sweet with me, but most of the time he's just like, you're shit at taking care of yourself, so I have to be mean so you actually take care of yourself. He means it in a good way, but he's a little bit of a bully. A bully. He does sometimes cuddle with me after. Dulcie's like, oh, I don't want to get sick. I'm like, bitch, we sleep in the same bed. Either you're gonna get sick or you're not gonna get sick, but cuddling with me isn't gonna affect it more or less. Yes, cuddle. You think when I'm sick, I have energy for anything else? You funny, though. For I can understand what is happening, I am lifted off my feet. I feel an arm supporting my back and another supporting me beneath the crook of my knees. Warmth. Such nice warmth. You really are stubborn, aren't you, Princess Nom-Nom? Guess I'll just have to carry you up myself. Oh, I don't know. What is the correct answer? Why? Why is the good ending behind choices like struggle, don't talk to him, like be mean? Like, why are these the things that leads me to a just fucking lean against him and call it a day? But no, the guide says that I have to struggle. Oh, interesting. Sorry. No, apparently the guy was saying, like, I could technically load from chapter 6 and do all the bad ending choices, and apparently you'll still get the bad ending, but I would rather start from the beginning. But, it's like, hey, it's just a faster way to get a bad ending if you want, so I'm like, okay. Struggle. I'll just let him carry me up like this. I attempt to move away from him, but my whole body is weak. It is all I can do to try and roll out of his arms, but even that does not work. If you fall, you'll get a bump on your head, you know. There you go, that's more like Drax. You idiot! Not weak. I do not need anyone taking care of me. There are voices, an indistinct chattering behind him that belongs to the girls. Rumpel speaks in a low voice. Stubborn she may be, but my sweet princess is stronger than any other woman I have ever known. He pulls me closer to him, and I feel his chest on my head, then his heartbeat. I know you're strong, princess. Stronger than anyone else, even. Because you are so strong, I know you'll never admit to needing help. That's why I'm going to help you without your permission. I'm sorry. Okay, I can see why this is a good option. Slowly, I let myself settle in his arms. I lean my head into his chest and listen to his heartbeat. It is a gentle, sweet sound that makes me feeling like drifting into some slumber. So... but not as warm as you are right now, princess. His voice slowly begins to fade out as I close my eyes. For the time being, I stop caring about everything else around me. I forget about Mother, about my talk with Delora and Parfait, about the crystal, the Marken, and I focus on Rumpel. Is it so selfish to want to be the only person held like this by him, even when he was engaged to someone before? Slumber slowly reaches up to claim me, darkness intermingling with warmth. In that last moment, I think I see Rumpel smile at me. Cute! Mother, I have to tell you about the fairy tale that the children read to me today. Nom-Nom, what'd I tell you about the fairy tales? But there was a princess, just like me. She found her Prince Charming and... Fairy tales are not real. But they make really good stories, Mother. They are false stories. Do you really think it would be so easy to live happily ever after? No, but fairy tales make things black and white. Real life is full of grays. Black and white? Good and evil. No one is totally evil, and no one is totally good. Even princes are not completely just. So princes and princesses can be bad? Nom-Nom. Everyone has darkness to them. The princes that throw themselves into danger are not... Oh, the princes that throw themselves into danger are not selfless. They seek wealth, fame, or power. You see, fairy tales are lies because no one is so selfless and so full of love. People are two-faced. I'm like 8. Can you chill, Mom? Trust in no one. Yes, Mother. No one will love you like I do. To find pure love like that is impossible. I slowly blink my eyes open. For a few moments the room is blurry, and there is nothing but vivid colors before my eyes. My eyes feel heavy, my throat scratchy. I stifle a cough as I blink back tears, and then through my tears I notice a slight motion. Rumpel is slumped in a chair in front of my bed, his head lolled to the side, his eyes closed. He murmurs something in his sleep and then shifts. What's he doing here? I notice a notebook on his lap. What's that journal? I slowly slide my hand out from underneath the covers and reach across the bed. Right as my fingers are about to brush the cover, Rumpel's hand suddenly falls on mine. Looks like you're feeling better, Miss Sneaky Sneaky. He pulls his hand away along with the book before carefully setting my hand back down on the covers. At least you look better, but how do you feel? Better? I like how her wide eyes were like, you didn't catch me doing anything. Rumpel looks tired, but his smile is still there. Oh, I won't believe it until I see it. You just said I looked better. That's my own analysis, but you, my sweet princess, don't sound very convinced. My throat is a little sore, and I think if I stood up, I would fall over. Why do you look so surprised? Because you told the truth? When you usually never admit to such a thing, would you? You're still most definitely sick. Rumpel leans forward to put a hand on my forehead. His hand is cool to my hot skin. Our eyes lock as he tests my temperature. After a few moments, he finally peels his eyes away from me and sits back in his chair. Your temperature is down, but you definitely need to rest, princess. You should go back to sleep. Will you just sit there and watch me? The words come out curter than I mean them to, and for a few moments Rumpel looks surprised, then he laughs. Princess, I haven't just been staring at you. I've been writing in my journal, too. You have such a scary look on your face. Not that it isn't enticing, but I think your smiles are much better. I sigh as I close my eyes for a few moments. I fight to put my scrambled thoughts together, but one thought in particular keeps resurfacing. For some reason, I cannot help but remember the snide woman standing by Rumpel's side, jeering at me. Snide women standing by Rumpel's side, jeering at me earlier. I open my eyes to look at Rumpel. This woman from earlier. Oh right, I apologize for their impoliteness. The things they said to you were uncalled for, and I told them that. I flirt with women like that all the time, but why? They are not even good people. Not good people, but well, I suppose they act differently when you are there. Princess Nom-Nom, you're blind to their jealousy, aren't you? Ah! They're jealous of me? Why? My mind turns over what they could possibly be jealous about as my eyes fall on Rumpel. I remember the way he defended me to the women. Okay, Elmac, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciated it. Sleep well. You shake a booty. Is it because you're my partner? I will tell Jax you said hi. Yes, Elmac says hi. He says hi back. Surprised he heard us. Because he's been addicted to Elden Ring. You didn't hear me that time. Is it because you're my partner? It's a lot more than that. I will let him know. It's your grace, the noble way you carry yourself. I would never think I have those qualities. But where else would their jealousy stem from? They are just jealous that I take your attention away from them. Thank you. Mwah. Princess, I think you... Even if they were nice people, I do not see how you can flirt with them when you were just recently in love with someone else. Ugh! Look. Normally I would stop talking, but the words continued tumbling out of me. I do not understand how someone like you who had a fiancé could still be flirting with girls. How can you love someone if all you do is flirt with other girls? Flattery is one thing, but you cannot just flatter every girl. Why are you still smiling at me? I may not remember a lot of things, Princess, but I know for certain that whatever feelings I had for Bria vanished a long time ago. The good ones, at least. Gee, cause maybe it was cause she was a cheating hoe! The words break apart as I start coughing. Don't rile yourself up over this. Please rest. I slowly lean back into my pillows with my eyes half closed. Why do I even care about what Rumpel does? Why does it bother me that he flirts with other girls? Jealousy! That is his business. Rumpel pulls the covers closer to my chin and smiles. Just because I flatter other women, that doesn't mean that I can't love someone. I always say some woman has stolen your heart, but your heart cannot belong to everyone. You told me you always speak the truth. Maybe that in itself is a little white lie. Just some harmless dramatics. But most girls know that I'm being dramatic, Princess. They don't take my words so seriously, even if I do mean my compliments. He stares at me for a few moments, thoughtful. And they're jealous because they can tell he's being genuine with her. Whoop! There it is. Does it bother you so much that I compliment other girls? Of course not. Though it will be difficult to hold my tongue, I will do it for you, Princess, so don't worry. Do something like that. This bitchy likes you! Bye! My eyes are suddenly so heavy, I can no longer but to... My eyes are suddenly so heavy, I have no choice but to close them as I let out a deep sigh. I think I said something, I started saying other words. I don't know, I could just be stupid. My head is beginning to hurt again. Behind my closed eyelids, I can hear a soft shuffle as Rumpel moves in his chair. Right before I fall back into the darkness of sleep, I feel something warm and soft on my forehead. A good night kiss? And you won't give me art of this? Bullshit! What do you mean? We don't get to see a goodnight kiss of her? Ah! Rude! His words are quiet and I can only just barely make them out. I cannot think on them because the pull of sleep is much too tempting. People don't fall asleep that quickly, but let's plot device. Let's move along. It takes a while, but after several days, Rumpel finally allows me to go back to work. I cannot remember much of what happened when he was watching over me, especially that first day. It is all a little bit of a blur now, like it was all just a dream. Oh, Princess, back up on your feet? Yes, I am fine now. Oh, what a relief! Last I saw you, you looked quite pale. When? I dropped in to check on you in your room, but Rumpel was there. He told me that he had everything under control. Why did you need to check on me? Because I was worried, of course. Maybe you've been working too hard. No, I am fine. Just tell me what things need to be done. Are you sure you're okay? She's fine, Anise. Dolores suddenly appears before me, smirking. The princess is sturdy and a little too stubborn to let a little sickness get her down. I have not spoken with Delora or Parfait since that night where they decided to tell me about Mother. Just thinking about what they told me puts me on edge. Aw, Princess, why the sour expression? Allow me to calm you down with a little lullaby. Fuck off! Excuse me? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Can you just give me those work orders now? Up above the world so high. Denise! Oh, the tables to the west are yours, Princess Nom-Nom. I quickly walk away from the bar and catch only the last bit of Dolores singing. I got died in the sky. She's saying that the night I was cursed. Hearing her sing it again is infuriating. The song slowly fades from my mind as I go about my work for the day. I am still a little shaky on my feet, but not so much that I need to go back to bed. As I am walking around the bar, I catch snatches of conversations as I serve food. Shouldn't she, like, not be serving food right now while she's sick? Like, you don't want to pass that sick on to other people? Cleaning is one thing, though. I guess it'd be... You've done it because you're cleaning your germs on the things you're cleaning. But, like, especially don't be serving food. That's... whatever, I guess. Fuck sanitation. I heard the king has been mediating arguments between his two advisors. That Mithros man. He reminds me of a snake. Always smiling that slithery smile of his. That one in Alcaster. Apparently there has been no end to their squabbles. They came as his monthly visit to the town yesterday, didn't he? I wonder if he's sick. There's been no word from the palace, but I suppose he must have come down with something. Nothing would keep the king from visiting otherwise. What's going on at the palace? Ah, you heard about the incident with the royal guard? Apparently lots of them have been getting dishonorably discharged. Found doing something to dishonor the king's name. Like what exactly? Not sure. That information is still under wraps. I am walking forward, not watching where I am going, when I collide with someone in my path. I feel a hand on my shoulder, and then another lifts my chin. If it isn't the lovely princess, you're looking a lot peachier today. Because you're not as pale? Because the color's coming back into your skin? I'm still thinking of the king and the situations in the palace, and barely hear Rumpel's words. It isn't until he leans closer to me and narrows his eyes that I realize he is so close. Now Sleeping Beauty is truly awake. And here I was hoping I would have an excuse to plant a kiss on your lips, my sweet princess. Not a single reaction today. Not a slight blush. Not a slap. Not... Are you still sick? Must I perform another examination? Examination? Yes, by looking closer at your face, into your eyes. How are you a doctor, Rumpel? Rumpel stares at me with surprise. I am not sure where the question came from, just that it was hovering in my mind. What? Princess, you wound me! I have not seen you do anything different from a niece. But my prescriptions! Even the people at the shops could tell us what medicines to buy. Fine, I'll show you. Rumpel's expression slips into something shockingly solemn. He looks at me gravely and extends a hand. You would be so kind as to come up to my room. Does going up to your room have anything to do with work? Laura appears before me again, this time without the snide smile. She raises an eyebrow. Laura, you're kind of being fucking rude. Like, can you just from earlier too, just like, fuck off. I don't think either of your shifts are over. She looks at me first. Also, I meant for the lullaby to inspire you, not Bullshit! How do you not remember the damn lullaby you sang before she got cursed? What do you mean that's meant to inspire her? I mean, I get like the chorus on itself. It's like, oh, twinkle, twinkle, star. But when you do some stupid, like, some mean, like, to her, it's like mean shit of like, here's a curse. No one's gonna remember you. You're no longer a princess. Have fun with that. Yeah, of course she's not gonna hear that song again. Dumbass. I'm sorry, Dolores a dumbass. In this situation, at least. The other route, she hasn't been so bad. Snarky, hot, yes, but here she's kind of being stupid. Also, I meant for the lullaby to inspire you, not scare you, princess. For a few moments, she looks concerned, which startles me. The lullaby is certainly associated with the terrible memory, but the weight of that memory has dissipated over time, as does my anger at Delora. It's still there, but holding on to that anger does me no good. I sigh and shake my head. Terrible voice. Ah, there's the princess we all know and love. She crosses her arms. My arms are always crossed. Anyway, you don't want me to sing you into action again, do you? How does one... Not even apology, was it? No, it wasn't even an actual apology. It was just like I meant to do this, not this, and it's just like, looks worried. Not an apology, not like a oops, I fucked up. It's kind of like, I meant to cheer you up, like, as if that fixes shit. And then she's like, oh, do you want me to sing you into work again? Like, fuck off, Delora. I normally have patience for her. Not tonight. Fuck you. Fuck off. Come to my room later then, princess. I'll show you proof. Proof that I am a capable doctor. Rumpel walks off, leaving me with Delora, who looks at me skeptically for a few moments. How about fuck off? Something on your mind, princess? No, just wondering when you're gonna leave. There were so many conversations I heard earlier, so many questions that I have. Though I do not want to speak to Delora, I may as well ask her about something she might know. I overheard rumors about the palace. Did you know? Nope, never mind. I'll talk to Parfait later. Just leave. Still haven't confirmed those rumors yet. Look, princess, I know it's not in your nature to trust people, but trust Parfait and me, at least. Actually, just trust Parfait, not me. We'll let you know if something is up. I am ushered back to work, where I spend the next few hours searching for more information. Unfortunately, everything I hear is just speculation. Good work today, Nom-Nom. Has Rumpel already left? I think he went up to his room earlier. Thank you. Denise looks at me curious. What? You and Rumpel have grown a lot closer, haven't you? Well, we are partners. But in the beginning, you didn't even want him as a partner. And now the two of you are... friends? Oh! What kind of... friends? Please! Friends? Rumpel considers me a friend. That should make me happy, but for some reason it's... I feel empty inside. Why? What else could we be besides friends? Oh gee, I wonder. My cheeks feel warm as I try to think beyond the idea of just being friends with Rumpel. Happy the two of you get along. At least I need to go. So I'm gonna meet him for something tonight. Oh, okay. Sorry for holding you up. He knows. Like, ooh. And he scrambles off, leaving me by myself. I stand there for a few moments in an attempt to still my thoughts, and then I begin to make my way to Rumpel's room. Rumpel? The door swings open and there stands Rumpel. With a dramatic bow, he ushers me inside before closing the door behind him. I wasn't entirely certain you'd show up, princess. Normally when you go places with me, it's out of necessity. I only came to see this proof you insisted upon earlier. Proof that you are more than what you seem. places a hand on my back and guides me over to a chair. He requests that I sit, and I do. Here it is, my proof. You tried to read it while you were sick, too. Your journal? I've seen him write in it before, but I thought it was for his memories, not for doctor things. He barely even works on patients now. Rumpel's persistence stokes my curiosity, and soon I find myself flipping through the pages of the book. This was the journal he had when the Markin found you on the streets. You said it was empty then. It was. I have been filling things in from my memory ever since I remembered my job. The book is filled with diagrams. Diagrams of the body, both inside and out. I have no idea what most of the words mean. What are all of the smaller words here? Oh, parts of the pancreas. Not very fun to talk about. There's the papilla, the pancreatic duct. Why is it necessary to use such big words for such simple things? For clarification, sometimes when you diagnose a problem, it isn't as simple as telling a person that their heart is weak. I continue flipping through it, with Rumpel sometimes explaining things that are on the page, though I do not ask for the descriptions. Scattered throughout the journal are journal entries about his life. When I get to the last entry, I spot my name and begin to read, but before I can even get to the next word after my name, Rumpel has taken the journal from my hands. Oh, scandalous! Ah, sorry, my sweet, but a man's words are sometimes all he has. Insult them and you break him from the inside out. Thinks I'm gonna insult his writing? But what did you think? Are you impressed with my sophistication? My breadth of knowledge? My intricacy? You drew some pictures and wrote fancy words by them. Oh my god, girl! Princess! I cannot help the little laugh that escapes my lips. Immediately after I hear it, I feel myself flushing as Rumpel grins at me triumphantly. Your laugh's so sweeter than honey, princess. My honey! And because your voice is back and you're no longer sick, I can hear it in all of its fullness. He takes a step closer to me and reaches out to touch my cheek. I flinch in surprise but do not draw away. The rapid beating of my heart is not altogether uncomfortable, even if it does confuse me. He pulls his hand away from my cheek, then flicks my forehead. What was that for? I wanted to see the way your eyes glimmered. You looked oddly vacant there for a few moments. I open my mouth to speak again, but Rumpel surprises me by setting his finger on my lips. He inches closer to me, so close that I can feel his breath on my cheeks. But even when you don't speak, your eyes speak for you. You have beautiful eyes, you know. I have no idea what the fuck the correct response would be. Look away. Alright. There he goes again with his compliments. I should be used to them by now, but lately whenever he compliments me, I gotta stop myself from feeling flattered. When I look into his eyes, I can almost see my reflection in them. Without realizing, I look away from him, feeling my breath stop short before I can breathe out. Are you sick, princess? You look a little flushed. Hold on, I want to try something real quick. Wait, did I save? I did not save. I'm stupid. But that's fine. I was gonna check what this does. Oh, it's not like a fast forward. It's just like you can go back in pages. Oh, you can only go back. Huh, interesting. I cannot stop myself from feeling flattered. When I look into his eyes, I can see my reflection in them. Without realizing, I look away from him, feeling my breath stop short before I can breathe out. I think I read that twice because I'm a dumbass. It's fine. Are you sick, princess? You look a little flushed. Princess? He removes his finger. He does not, however, step back. I am still aware of his lips, so close to mine, and his eyes, which are still looking right at me. This feels different than your usual resistance. Could it be that you're embarrassed? Don't make me say it! He clears his throat, then starts speaking again. In any case, it's so nice to have you back, Princess. I missed you while you were sleeping day in and out. Missed me? Hey, Ellie. Not much, just getting through this visual novel. You missed me? How? I mean, okay, I get what he's saying, but like he was literally by our side the whole time. What do you mean he missed us? He was literally right there. But I think he means like, I missed you being up and about and being normal and healthy. Or the fact that she was literally unconscious for most of it. He missed me? You have friends all over the market. Yes, but none of them are you. You're special. My heart plunges like a rock. I can feel it everywhere in my body, reverberating from a place that doesn't feel like my chest. He lowers his face so that the two of us are seen eye to eye. I forget to breathe as his hands go to my shoulders. Ooh, spicy. Princess. Yes. I inhale sharply as I get a better look at Rumpel's face. Up until now, I have not stopped to look too closely at his features. Now I cannot stop my eyes from taking them in. Whenever you're sick again, I'll be there to help you. Because I am a doctor, even if you might not believe it. All you'll ever really need is a little vitamin me. He looked so serious for 2 seconds. We got him there for 2 seconds. And then... Guess it's better than vitamin D. Oh, this bitch. Oops, did I skip something? No, okay, good. In one precious moment, every single bit of energy that had been between us vanishes. I stare blankly at Rumpel as he smiles at me. She's like, oh my god. Ugh. No. I thought that one was actually good too. Rumpel pulls his hands away, defeated. I suddenly feel strangely upset. What was I expecting from him? What else could he have said? Suddenly I am eager to look away from him. I look anywhere but at him, and eventually my eyes fall on a piece of paper. I recognize the name printed on the top, along with Rumpel's signature in the response line next to it. Rumpel moves to stand in front of the desk once more. Ah, that's... You are still writing to Bria? Oh. I sent her a letter asking for my old journals. I'm convinced that's where the last of my memories are, but... She refuses to give them to me. Bitch! Can't just let you go easily, no! She has to cheat on you and then be like, nope, they're my journals now, fuck you! Screw your amnesia. Screw wanting any sort of clarification or answer to what the fuck's going on. Ew, excuse me. Sorry, that just felt gross in the back of my throat. Ugh. Why are all of my burps unpleasant tonight? I glance at Bria's letter, my eyes scouring the words. I make a mental note of the address on the envelope. But don't worry, Princess. I'll figure it out. But for now... He reaches for me, but I duck out of the way of his hand. I have to do this now, while the address is still fresh in my head. I just remembered there is something I need to do. But Princess, I was just... I will see you tomorrow. I pause at the doorway to glance at Rumpel. See you tomorrow, Princess. Sweet dreams. Good night, Rumpel. Done. I see the envelope over the letter I had been writing since I woke up. Now I have to deliver it. After I have the letter sent off with the messenger, I return to my work for the day. It starts first with Mr. Broom, then with the serving. I forgot about Mr. Broom. I look for Rumpel, knowing that it is now his time off, and I'm surprised when I see him sitting not with other women, but with Karma. Oh? 2 of them are laughing together? I guess that advice isn't too terrible. I give the best advice, darling. I'm a man of the heart. Perhaps not as much as I am, but I can give you credit when it's due. What are you two talking about? Fuck! Totally not about you! Princess! Well, hello there, princess. Karma's mischievous smile confuses me. Even Rumpel looks surprisingly shaken. They were totally talking about her. You did not answer my question. We were talking about matters related to the heart. Of course you are. I took it upon myself to impart valuable advice to Rumpel. You are giving Rumpel advice, even though you two are always at each other's throats. Ha! Even the bitterest enemies can become beloved friends. All it takes is a shared interest. Yeah, what you are talking about. But before I can say anything else, I am swept up by Delora, who calls me back to work. Okay, Delora! I'm not mad at her anymore, but like... The day goes on, and soon as almost my break, I go to the front to see if the messenger has returned yet. Oh, Princess, there's a letter here for you. I did not expect a response. I opened it up and stared down at the letter for a long time. Writing love letters to a secret lover, princess? I just want her to say yes, so he can look, like, shocked and crushed. Not, like, legit, like, the comical kind. Not, like, actually, like... Oh, no. Depression. Ah, fuck, now it's time for me to be surprised. Rumpel appears behind me, his smile unusually small. He looks almost hesitant to be standing there. It is not important. I stuff the letter into my pocket and continue working. For the rest of the day, I ignore Rumpel. I do not want him asking about this letter, just in case things do not go according to plan. He is obviously disheartened by my ignoring him, and his sadness only persists in making me feel guilty. This is not something he can know about, otherwise he will try to stop me. Almost everyone has gone to their rooms, including a very saddened Rumpel. The only people remaining are Anise and myself. Earlier, Waltz came in insisting that he speak to Delora and Parfait, and so the three of them are all off talking in the other room. Curiosity gets the better of me, and soon I find myself sweeping closer to the door. I edge it open quietly with my foot so that I can see what is happening inside. I didn't think he was still alive. This is very troubling. He must have used a glamour. But the fact that I didn't realize it was him, is that the princess I spot peeping through the door? Ugh. I try to hide, but all of the eyes in the room catch me before I can do so. Do you eavesdrop on people often, Nom-Nom? I had no real reason to eavesdrop on them besides my own curiosity. It's no harm done, Delora. Nom-Nom, are you almost done with your chores? Ever since that conversation with Parfait and Delora, I have noticed that the words Parfait and I speak to each other are strained. Delora, however, is unchanged. I expect sarcasm from her now, but she does not deliver. She simply stands still and looks at me somberly. I am. What are you talking about? Hiding more things from me? Oh, shit. We're talking about the rumors that have been going around the palace. About the palace. What have you heard? I have a right to know what is happening at the palace. We would tell you if we knew for certain, princess. Walt sighs as he runs a hand through his hair. I know the timing doesn't seem right, but I really should show myself out. I have a show early morning tomorrow. He glances around at all of us. I'm going to excuse myself for the night. Good night, everyone. As he passes by me, he smiles. And to you too, princess. Once again, everyone is being secretive. Why the sour face, princess? Are you worried about what happens to the people in the palace you cared nothing for? Laura. Alright, that was uncalled for. But really, though, there is something I've been meaning to tell you. Since you're here now, I may as well say it. I knew you for 1 year before I cursed you. I saw what your mother had done to you, and I knew I needed to undo the damage before your birthday. Why is she talking about this now? After she's been an asshole to me? Now you want to say, oh yeah, for you, your mother was an asshole. I called you cruel and wicked, when really I knew that the way you were was caused by the way your mother brought you up. And when we talked about Haldir the other day, I was unfair in what I said to you. We all have to face reality, but... Laura pauses, looking surprisingly solemn. She sighs, then continues. I keep waiting for her to actually say the words, I'm sorry. And it hasn't happened yet, and it's just... I always knew you had some good in you. I saw it in you when you spoke to your dolls. You have a good heart. Many people enjoy flattery, Princess, and a lot of people are receptive to flirting. But nothing can measure up to a genuine compliment. Laura just complimented me. Yep, the answer is thank you. But also, where's my apology, Delora? Out of all people, I did not expect Delora to compliment me. Now when she makes a point of always telling me the blunt truth. Thank you. There is no shock on Parfait and Delora's faces when they smile at me. I'm beginning to think you and Delora are alike. You're both stubborn and have good in you, but you hide it behind sarcasm. Hey, Nom-Nom and I are nothing alike. Feel lighter somehow. I do not know if I have forgiven Delora just yet, but her cursing me has led me to see many things I would not have seen before. I owe her nothing, but I am still happy, even if the truth hurts. And it would sure help if she said the actual words, I'm sorry. Oh, what's this? My lovely little princess is in here with you too? Rumpel, you're early tonight. Surprised to see me, beautiful? Rumpel's early anxiety is gone. He looks at me with unbridled enthusiasm. I heard the princess's thank you from a distance. The words are always most beautiful when leaving her mouth. So you were also eavesdropping. You two are very alike. Not at all. Rumpel leans towards me and smiles. My dream is to one day hear those words from you too, because you say them as gentle as the wind. If you're here to talk to Parfait about... sorry. It's Delora! If you're here to talk to Parfait about medicine, then I'm out. Nom-Nom, you should leave too. Well then, sleep well, beautiful maidens. I quickly finish my chores and return to my room, where I lay on my bed contemplating tomorrow. I cannot believe Brio wrote back to me. Tomorrow we meet with her and hopefully she will agree to give me his journals. I hope this works, for Rumpel's sake. I couldn't read that. Was that Chevalier? I don't even know what that said. If I save, does it say? No, it just says Rumpel, chapter blah. I know I have like a bit of time, but also we just started on a new chapter. I feel like that's a perfect place to like stop and save for now, you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do just that. So that was fun. I'm getting to know not all just like shitty jokes from Rumpel there. Or flirtiness. He has his moments, but you know, more to him, and I can appreciate that.